everybody, welcome back to me. We're gonna play Diablo 4, and I have special guest Vetsinor with us today. But yeah, I agree, but I think at the same time, if you are not at a level where you have access to that kind of gear yet, the game should be balanced around that.
Yeah, I do get that. The game has been pretty hard. I've died a lot, so.
I have not figured out where the friend menu is. I'm trying to figure that out. Must be this social thing.
Although, the only problem I'm, where you at? Oh, there you are. So, like, the only problem...
People name things like, Panda and Raccoon.
Panda and Raccoon?
Yeah?
Oh. Oh, you're way over there.
I think there's a way for you to just teleport.
Yeah.
Also, I am standing right next to a point. Okay.
And the only real problem I have with this game was, the fact that some bosses are kind of just BS, and the fact that, you level up so fast that you don't really have time to, get,
so
better
Panda
gear, and then your gear's
welcome to Yukikaze Gaming Snacky.
Lower,
Yeah.
and it's harder to just kill things. That's being... That's having gear that is 30 levels or 20 levels under your level isn't really good.
Yeah, and the game's clearly balanced around the not legendary.
Yeah. I got some legendary and some rare gear on me, but...
I think also another issue that people are running into is that because the game level scales to you to a large extent, you can't out-level the content, which makes the very fundamental concept of it being an RPG kind of pointless.
Yeah.
And like, even with us moved up here, like, over twice my level, you should just be annihilating this stuff in one hit. But you're not. And that tells me that the content is scaling to the fact that, like, you're dealing a percentage of damage, not a raw damage you're doing, basically, in the back end.
Yeah, like, I got, like, attack power 590, armor 2,542, life 905, and that's not counting the, add-ons, like, I got like a 18.5% base skill damage, and the gems 15% base skill damage, and damage to close enemies and crowd control. Like, I got like big numbers on those, so I should be annihilating them, but I don't really know how it works. But
yeah, I'm pretty sure it's doing level scaling, which, you know, in terms of it not feeling like you're just being carried is great, when you're trying to level up or party up with a friend, but at the same time, it feels really awkward that, you know, cleared this stage a long time ago, and now it's still
the
just because you're
monsters
hanging
level
out
up
with
with you.
Although, it might have just scaled in general, so, like, you know, I think to you, the enemies here are probably level 43-ish.
Yeah. They are... No, they're 38, 39.
Still, that's pretty close to your level, given that I'm level 19, right? Or 16.
Right. And some of them probably will be like 43, but they level up with you.
Yeah.
Are you Vigo? I was sent.
Hey! Anytime I hear the name Vigo, I think of Buster's team.
I know
Vigo.
what I saw. She had horns like a beast. Strode right past where you stand. To think my mother's trapped in there with her. You let my mother through, sir. Shouldn't you be
Also,
responsible for her
I'm playing this
safety?
game on almost max settings.
We have
and
soldiers stationed inside.
so
You should be
it
worried
still
about them,
looks
too.
kind of below par. Especially in the cutscenes.
Oh,
Maybe
I mean, it
you
looks
can help
fine
me.
to me. But I also probably running a different setup.
I mean, like I said, I'm running it at nearly max settings, so it shouldn't look terrible. But I'm finding that it's not very visual. And like, usually you don't really notice because the game is typically kind of zoomed out, but when it's on the characters in the cutscene, the fidelity just isn't there for
The horned
kind
woman
of graphically.
is the demon Lilith.
Right.
No, that can't be.
Especially for
My mother taught me
cutscenes
that
that
name.
are supposed to be like the
You
story
speak of the
experience
daughter
instead
of
the, like,
hatred.
knowing everything.
Did Prava mention me? She wasn't angry, was
And,
she?
like, I'm running a
There's
pretty
more
high
than your
spec.
job at stake here.
I imagine a lot of people playing this are
Come
not.
on.
And
Let's
so
get this
Yeah.
over with.
they're probably having a markedly worse experience than I am.
I have a high-end PC.
The damn hoist is stuck. We've got to go on foot.
So you think
Look
the
out!
level scaling's leveling with both of us, or just separate?
Ricky Senpai VT.
I think it's
Welcome to Yukikaze Gaming Snacking.
you're seeing
Yukikaze
that
Hilda,
like,
I just
the
got done with
stuff,
this mission.
and I'm still seeing them.
You're
at
enjoying
my
this
level.
game?
Mine now, girl. She gave it to me when I let her and her friend pass through.
Hi, Ricky Senpai.
Kazuma-Jaken.
Ah,
Welcome
So
to
you think it's just
Yukikaze
leveling
Gaming
up with-
Snacky.
scaling with both of us.
Sorry everybody, I just realized that my mic was really far away, and so it may have been hard to hear me this whole time. Yeah, I mean, in terms of the gameplay, it's, fun enough, but we were just talking about this a minute ago. The game definitely is kind of rough around the edges still. There's a lot of balancing issues that could use some work. And, you know, a lot of the, graphical fidelity isn't really quite there either. It's still you know, an alright
Maybe
gameplay
we
experience,
should
but
go back.
it's not
Round up the knights.
the level
And
of
leave my
hype
mother
that
and
I would
Lilith's care
expect
for as
from
long as that will
a
take?
Diablo game.
No. I'm going on.
Like, this is a franchise that used to be one of the trendsetters,
Beams are too
and
damn
now I
old.
feel like it's kind of a,
Shaking like leaves.
you know, like a B- at the moment, which is still fine and playable. It's just, it's not what I think people would hope for, which might be why some folks are not satisfied with it. Hi, Kazuma! Welcome, nice to meet you. sorry, Vix. It's probably a little awkward that I can hear the chat on my side, but you can't.
Oh, that's fine.
It does sort of feel
I
like
like the
Diablo
fact
2
that the
expansion, I
barbarian
feel.
does that Kratos move with the swords.
Yeah, I agree, Ricky. It's definitely... It feels a little bit like Diablo 2. It doesn't really innovate a lot on the genre or anything like that. And it's... It does feel like they took the engine that they made for the Diablo 2 remake and
Hell
just
if I
kind of
know.
made a game out of that.
Java doesn't tell us anything.
Yeah.
No one goes in,
I
nothing
mean,
comes
the game
out.
still hasn't been
That's
out
all.
for over long. I'm pretty sure there'll be changes or updates and
Oh, yeah.
fixes.
It'll get some more polish as we go, but it's just very disappointing that that's
No
become
lift.
the
The
standard
jam
way
must
of
be
doing
deeper
things
down.
now, where, you know, a game that's new
Over here.
and in full
I
release
can squeeze
is
through to
just
the other
expected
side.
to be bad when it first comes
Wait,
out
hold
to
on.
be fixed
Well,
later.
right. What was
And
that
there she
one
goes.
Star Wars game
Wish it wasn't
that
online
you
only
could only
carrot
get like
backslash.
Nowhere to go.
30 FPS and it was
Fight's coming to
kind
us
of like
this
really
time.
shitty and a lot of people were
Big pet
complaining
peeve
about
of mine
it.
as well.
And people
Yeah,
paid
I agree with that
$70
too, Ricky.
for it.
I just think of games like
pay $70
Cyberpunk.
for a game is not
3
even
months
like
till it's big.
partially working.
Open that door.
Yeah, and my chat was just mentioning that they also are kind of not satisfied with the fact that it's online only, which I totally agree with. Diablo was always, at its core, as I said earlier, a single-player experience. And I feel like they've not done a good job of supporting that, and it's really a shame that you have to deal with day one server issues even if you want to play
Quick
solo.
thinking.
Right.
But
Why would
it's
your
all
mother
because of
leave you
this
like
little shop icon right here, and them wanting to make sure that we get in there to spend money.
I'm sure she had good reason.
Yeah, they're not gonna get any more of my money. I spent
Yeah.
enough on this game.
It's all about the additional monetization.
For $70 ISNT enough.
There's actually a lot that can be said about that. It's technically not. That's part of what's driven all these pricing models, because the cost of development has gone up so much over time, but the expectation from consumers has stayed pretty flat in terms of what price they're willing to pay. If you do the math and scale things out, games right now should actually be closer to like 140 a pop or something.
Don't say that.
It's true. It actually is true.
Don't. No, then the game companies will be like, ooh.
No, they know that is the thing, and so that's why they're doing all this additional monetization stuff, and why you can't just get a finished product for the base price anymore. Because what they're selling you instead is a piece of the game to compensate for the fact that people are resistant to that price point.
I honestly think a AAA game should be $50 or $60, no more.
I would pay the
Well,
developers
you're
made
in
by
the
like
vast
20
majority of
instead
people in
like
that,
Activision.
and, you know, even I as a consumer am resistant to paying more than that, but it doesn't change the fact that the development costs have skyrocketed, and, you know, in order to get that graphical fidelity I was talking about and everything, it takes a much larger team of people. So we will see either a continuation of price points increasing, or a continuation of these new monetization methods, or we will see a trend over time where there'll be less and less AAA titles and more like indie kind of stuff that isn't expected to be at that fidelity level. Or
Right.
we will see more and more use of questionable tools like heavily AI-driven things to do a lot of the production. And kind of all of these are bad things in a sense. And in fact, we'll frequently see combinations of those, and, you know, that's not to say that there isn't any corporate greed involved, too, and that won't, you know, drive them to use as many of these methods as possible.
Is too great.
There's always corporate greed.
Yeah. Oh, my inventory's full. I'm gonna need to take a trip to town here. Oh. I don't know if that's actually a better equipment. That is, though. Okay. Let me town portal and get rid of some stuff.
Alright.
At least it's still kind of fun and is still DLO.
That's true, yes. Like, it's not a complete failure, and it hasn't
I
gone
was
the
afraid
route
it was
of,
going
like...
to be worse.
Yeah, I will agree with that. I was also afraid it was going to be worse, especially with some of the pretty severe issues I encountered during the beta. But I am glad that it didn't go like the Diablo Immortal route, where it just horribly failed in terms of being Diablo.
What do you need?
Oops. Didn't mean to
And
do
then-
that.
Camouflage nicely.
Not while I'm in town.
Suppose I should actually drop some of these gems that I'm not going to use immediately off too.
Well, the gems?
Hmm?
The gems? Like, you gonna store them in your bank?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I thought you said drop them. I thought you were gonna, like, put them on the floor. I was like, no, what are you doing?
You fool! How could you?
I just stock up on those.
Yeah, no, just depositing them in the stash, that's all.
I'm not dying here. Over there. An opening.
Go!
So, out of all the Diablos, what is your favorite one?
Probably Diablo 2.
The tunnel's closed. We're
I think,
trapped without the hoist.
you know, Diablo 1
Look,
was
there she
definitely
is.
successful, people liked it, but it was a little bit rough, and, you know, it was very difficult to complete it. It was designed in the era where games weren't necessarily intended to be beatable
Well,
by everybody.
hope you're fun, Yukikaze. Just wanted
Right.
to drop by and say hi.
Oh, thank you, Ricky.
The way
I
I
appreciate you
saw
dropping
her.
in. It was good to see you.
We need to find my mother.
Diablo 2 was definitely like the smash hit title that really cemented the series'
Tilda.
place in history. And I think that makes it especially noteworthy, but it also earned that. Like, everything in it was an improvement on the original systems. It really brought, like, online multiplayer to the
Over there.
forefront,
The
even though it
hoist.
was a competent single-player game.
At last, I'll ride out.
And
Slain.
it had a great
What
story.
happened?
It was a lot of fun. It built off of the, oh, I don't think we want to exit just yet. Wait, where do we? No, we want to speak with Hugo.
We need reinforcements.
No, we can
What was that?
The
It came
gameplay
from
was
beyond
highly
the gates.
addictive, I have a lot of memories of, being on summer vacation and staying up all night long so that I could use our internet on my 56K modem to be able to play Diablo 2, because otherwise I, wouldn't be able to play. I'd get kicked off because people need to use the phone and stuff.
Right.
But yeah, that was like kind of the golden glory days of Blizzard as a brand.
They're all dead.
Be like Diablo 2, StarCraft, Warcraft 2 and 3 kind of era.
Mm-hmm.
A woman. Vigo. It was one.
Did you like Diablo 3?
Diablo 3 was decent,
She wasn't
but
human.
I felt while it
She
did
was
have some improvements,
demon.
it wasn't quite as good as 2, and you could tell that they were really counting on the monetization of the auction house, that obviously
The other
didn't
woman,
pan out.
Vinod. Where is she?
Right.
She begged for her life. Lily spared her.
Which,
Let her be
right from the start, I knew that it was going to be a bad mix for a game company to try to have
You must listen.
things set up so that
Still did not.
there was a in-game market
Prayers.
where
All useless.
the goods were exchangeable for real money
Raise the
from
army.
one player to another,
Father.
but the game company still technically owned all of the goods and services that were being quote-unquote sold.
Yeah.
Like, there's a fundamental flaw in that logic.
He is dead.
And it's understandable that they need to try to do that from the legal perspective to be able to ban people and stuff, but at the same time, that's where the problem is, because if you
Oh,
buy
people
something
selling
with your own real
in-game
money,
stuff for money.
You weren't
yeah,
supposed to let
especially
her
from
through
another
at all.
player, then you feel entitled to that
But it's
and
not
to
too
have
late.
ownership of
She
it.
can still be saved.
Right.
Not by me.
It was also where all this always on
anymore.
stuff kind of started to sneak into the
Brother
series,
will
which
know what to
I
do.
already wasn't a fan of at the
You're
time.
leaving us? Abandoning her?
There's nothing left to abandon.
That said, they
She's
did a
got
good
us
job
dead.
of continuing to support
I'm
it,
sorry, kid.
and it became a pretty competent game
He
with a
really
pretty
just
decent
left
endgame
us.
by the end of its run here.
It's up to us now.
A little bit, redundant and repetitive in the way things played out, but, as long as you don't mind the wrist damage, it was a fun play.
It can't be too far.
What is this?
You lose tile with gold.
How your mind races. Yes, I am Lilith, mother of sanctuary.
The one thing that I will say about this one
Daughter of
is,
hatred.
you can't go too wrong
I
with
have
horny demon mommy.
What you see.
Yes, ma'am. You cannot
You
go wrong
hunger
with
for
that.
knowledge. You dragged your child
Although,
all over
I
sanctuary
wonder
in
what
pursuit of
Death and Lilith
No,
have been,
I taught her how
like,
to survive.
They're not related,
47
are they?
left.
What you want
Welcome to
I
Yukikaze Gaming Snacky.
Don't know. I
Because
haven't
in the
gotten
third-
far
in
enough
the
into the
third
story to
Diablo,
know.
You have questions.
I've only played the
I
third one,
have
and I know
answers.
you had to
I
kill
know
the devil,
the
basically.
fabric
Diablo.
of the
death.
cosmos.
Well,
Uh,
no, so Diablo and Death are
Everything
not
I've
the
read has
same.
warned me against
There
you.
was the enemy
You've
you had to
read
fight
so
in
much,
the expansion
yet know so
for
little.
Diablo 3. That
Will you
character
accept
was
my
the
offer?
Angel of Death. But Diablo is
I
Satan.
don't know.
Right.
Will you let me try?
So there
I
was
want
like
to
an
try.
expansion.
Your mother is alive.
Yeah,
She
there's an
came this way
expansion
with
for
Lilith.
Diablo 3.
How
Oh.
can you be sure?
Sick boy Michi.
Sometimes
Welcome to
I see visions of the
Yukikaze Gaming
past.
Snacky.
I saw them.
Michi, welcome.
What? How?
Hey,
Lilith's petals. Her blood was fed to me once.
I just repositioned something, on my screen, and I don't know what it was. On my streaming.
That was,
It definitely wasn't the thing I meant to move. I'm sure I'll find out eventually.
I think I have this strat. The expansion is where the place where you fight all the Reapers, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I get the devil and death mixed up.
So, yeah, the death character is, I believe, technically one of the angels. And so he wouldn't really be directly related to Lilith at all, I don't think.
But Diablo himself.
Has to have some kind of relationship to her, but I'm not sure what it is yet, because I'm not far enough in the storyline.
Right.
Sorry, I'm just spending a talent point here. I guess I'll...
Oh, it's
get
okay.
there.
Yeah, I don't know what I was talking about, because I get, like, death and the devil mixed up, because they're kind of... how you should say it?
Well, I can understand how in, like, certain cultural aspects and stuff, they might be, very similar or overlapping concepts.
Right. Concepts as well as talking about the concepts, yeah. I know there are two different characters, but the concept of death and devil, yeah.
Do I actually need to interact with these things? I think I do. I think they're just over. I don't think I need to. I think that's backtracking.
I told my friend, Death, when he was, what was the guy's name? I forgot the guy's name.
Which guy? Deckard Cain,
The
maybe?
one that died, the one guy that died in the beginning of this game, he was from Diablo 3. The one that was protecting the Black Stone from death.
Oh, the like, Pilgrim character?
Yeah, I believe so.
Yeah, I don't remember who that was. Press F to look. Okay, that's enough looking. Was looking actually necessary? Does the door not open until I look? Oh, okay. I remember there being something weird I had to do here. Maybe I do have to go down there.
Down here.
Yeah, even though that's just a backtrack.
There we go.
Oh, okay. It also feels a little bit weird that I'm a necromancer running around with a giant honking sword.
Yeah.
Doesn't really feel class appropriate.
Why you were spared?
Shouldn't you have like
Yes.
a staff or something, or
Or a scythe,
Do you
or
have
a
faith in me?
wand,
staff,
or...
scythe? Yeah,
I
a scythe would be more
Want to.
accurate.
There are scythes, I just...
Good.
That's not what I got.
all you need.
It's just weird that I can use the
is that we are going
two-handed
to
sword
meet
to begin with
my
as
son.
the, like...
I mean, if I find a good one,
Lion
I'll
of
give it to
Fire.
you.
Rathma.
Welcome
The
to
first
Yukikaze
necromancer.
Gaming Snappy.
Hi, Lion of Yara.
He is that.
Or Lion of Yara, sorry.
animal.
Welcome. Thanks
He
for
is the
joining.
key to my plans.
Nice to meet you.
It sounds like they're searching for Lilith's
Oh, like
son.
I was saying
Rothman.
in Diablo 3,
Mother,
Death,
what
I
are
told
you
him that
thinking?
the way that the one character I was talking to you about, the pilgrim kind of guy,
Mhm.
he was like sucking his soul out like one of those things from Harry Potter.
Oh, yeah.
What do you call those?
The, Dementors?
I think so. It's been a long
The
time.
things that guard Azkaban, right?
Those black shady.
Yeah. Yeah, those are the Dementors. It's shocking that I know that kind of stuff, because I've never read any of the books.
No, I was never really the person type to like read. I mean, I'd read manga, but that's about it. But I've watched the movies and whatnot.
It's almost unavoidable
Like,
in geekdom to have received some exposure to Harry Potter at this point.
yeah, like I've tried reading the books. It's just when it comes to like really large books with a lot of words, like I don't have the attention span to just sit there and read.
Yeah, that's fair. It's a pretty common issue.
I mean, I like reading and looking at pictures, but
Oh, Waller.
Nah.
Or is that you doing that?
Huh?
The walls that popped up. Are you making walls, or is that the enemy?
No, it's the enemy. The enemy will,
Yeah, I know there's a Waller ability, but, I know also one of the classes in one of the other Diablo games had a wall creating ability, too.
Oh, no, the only ability I have is to stomp here with an earthquake.
Gotcha. Okay, well, at least I know it's safe to stand in that now. I've been avoiding it.
Oh, no, you're good.
Okay, I've got another talent point to spend here.
Yay!
That seems appropriate. I'm going all bones and skeletons.
All bones and skeletons.
Yes. Just, leaning hard into that necromancer lore.
So the only classes I've played in Diablo 3 was the monk.
Monk was pretty fun. I played it a little bit.
Yeah, it kind of reminds me of a striker from Black Desert, because you're fighting with fists and feet.
Yeah, they're all like the kind of monk or pugilist
Martial
classes. Yeah.
Yeah.
Historically, I usually play either the ranged, like Amazon or Rogue kind of class, or the Necromancer.
Oh, we made a huge circle. We gotta go
Of
back.
course we did.
Yeah, when it comes to these RPG online or MMOs, like, I just don't. I like dual wielding. I like close range. I like close combat, or I'll do like range, like bows and stuff. But I don't do magic. I just do not like magic.
Yeah, I never played the caster classes really either. Like that's the thing about the Necromancers is they don't really play like a ranged class or like a magic class. They play just like a ranged attacker class.
Yeah. My friend though, he always does the magic classes, and I was like, why'd you do a magic class? That'll make everything a lot easier. It's like, yeah, I don't like magic. He's like, but yeah, but it just does a lot of damage. I was like, yeah, but I don't want to just kill everything in one hit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because, like, I know different games are different, but if you ever play, like, Mabinogi...
I haven't played it, but I at least vaguely know of it.
Yeah, magic just does damage. You can wipe out an entire, like, room just by using magic. Like, it is, like, overly powered OP. I just don't really care for magic classes. Especially if you just use a fireball and instantly kill everything.
Glass cannon builds.
Huh?
Glass cannon builds. You're basically a sheet of paper if anything gets near you, but, you do absurd amounts of damage.
Alright. Just incinerate everything.
Alright. Succubus time! You have to kill those. Okay. Oh, it's still sealed?
Mastered your fear, but I still sense your pain. You miss your daughter.
My magpie. She's scared right now. She must be.
Go or stay. It is time to choose.
I trained her well. She's a good kid. Strong. She'll be all right.
You've chosen well, my child. To reach Rathma, we will need to cross a lake at the bottom of these ruins.
Have you been getting the statues of Lilith?
I will teach you.
I've only picked up 2 so far. I know that there's a couple more around, but I haven't gone over to the side of the map where I saw them last time yet.
Okay. Yeah,
Ready
my
for lesson 1.
friend forgot to
Blood
get
is the
those.
key.
Like, yeah, you should get them. They add permanent
What
stats.
did you see this time?
Yeah?
I don't need sparing. Tell me.
Lilith plans to
They're,
teach your mother
in
a
many
ritual.
ways, kind of more of the actual
One
progression in the
blood.
game, as opposed to the
Your
level
mother
ups.
seemed
Because it's the only way that you really gain permanent power
We
that
have to
actually
reach them.
affects the balance. It's like getting more hearts in Zelda or something. Yay, succubi! Okay, listen, she might be bloodthirsty, but hear me out. My skeletons are surviving a lot better now, actually. I think that's probably partly due to the fact that you're here doing some of the tanking. But may also be because my armor's gotten a little better.
Yeah.
And we haven't really fought any particularly difficult enemies.
Oh god. I was about to run into that.
I did run into that.
Yuki, you're poisoned.
That's okay, it wore off. It'll be fine. Look, I'm mostly skeleton anyway, okay? I do miss a little bit the fact that the succubi used to be topless in the earlier games.
Oh?
Yeah.
Do tell.
They kind of tried to hide it a little bit in Diablo 3, but if they died in the right position, you could actually see things.
Oh god. I think I have to go back to Diablo 3 now. Things squeal like pigs.
Yeah, they sure do.
Yeah.
But we're also kind of slaughtering them like pigs, so I guess that's appropriate. Oh, my poor skeletons. It took a beating. Oops. That was a healing potion.
Here, I think.
Yeah, that looks right.
Area. It looks like the same kind of magic as before.
Oh, got a better ring. Oops. Oh, plus 9% maximum minion life. I do like that.
I think I can dispel it.
That's all for this episode. If you enjoyed, please like, comment, subscribe, or join me on Twitch or Twitter. Hope to see you next time on Yukikaze Gaming. Botany!